Hi, my name is Izzy McKibben. I'm from Southern Arizona, and so a little backstory on how I got here. Like I said, from Southern Arizona, and I was a diehard Oklahoma State fan, and so as a sophomore in high school, I told my dad, all right, we're going to go see Oklahoma State. We're going to go visit Stillwater, and he's a CSU alum, and so eventually down the road, he said, well, we have to go look at more colleges, and when looking and planning out our college trip, he said, well, what about Nebraska? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Another free ice cream, another free t-shirt, and once visiting here, there was a whole wave of just peace that came upon me, and I knew that this was going to be my reach school, but I knew that I was going to be here. And so I have, through the 3 years that I've been here, there's just been so many opportunities that have been that God has given me, and that so many people have also given me, and I'm just so incredibly thankful for that. And actually, one of those opportunities was going all the way to California last summer for an internship. I interned for Transova Genetics. I was their professional services intern, so I got to do a whole slew of things with them. So I got to work with a vet, I got to work with the embryologists, and I got to work with everybody in the lab making those embryos. So I realized, also another backstory on that, I realized that I was super passionate about genetics and reproduction when my uncle gave me an ultrasound. And so he said, okay, yeah, here's a $15,000 piece of equipment. You're going to figure out how to do it because I don't have time. And so my first summer with that ultrasound, I ultrasounded almost a little under 1,000 cows, and being able to see that calf on a screen was just so empowering. And I was like, wow, this is God's creation. It was very moving. And being able, a little part of me just kind of thought, what can I do to help God and his pathway on to create more calves and more and just everything like that. And it was just such a moving experience, especially as a high schooler, and me being futuristic. I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And so anyways, back to last summer, being in California and working with such an amazing team was so beneficial, and it so insightful too. It helped me learn how to work very well with teamwork, and it showed me how precious and how necessary communication is and everything like that. But a little part of me was, once I came back to Nebraska, a little part of me knew that that's not what God wanted me to do. So that kind of put me into a pivoting point where God just kind of said, you're meant to do more. You're meant to not be someone that's working day-to-day stuff. You're the one that's meant to almost be the employer. Not the employee. Growing up, my parents were like, oh yeah, no, you can't tell anybody what to do until you do it yourself. And so that's always been something that's okay, well, if you want to be somebody higher up in a position, if you want to ultimately even run and work the ranch, you're also going to have to be the one fixing fence, the one fixing pipelines and everything like that. So, I'm really good at delegating and making sure I have to be ridiculously organized and just have to have everything done in a certain way, but also there's a part of me that's okay, you've done all the dirty work, you've done everything like that. You can teach all those people, but there's also another higher part of me that ultimately wants to leave a legacy and wants to leave not only my family name but my name specifically, just continuing on with generational success and legacy writing and everything like that. So in order to almost continue on not only my family's name but my name, the dirty work also has to happen, but in the end I also have to be organized and be a higher up in order to continue on that process. So my freshman year here in 101 class, we did the pitch, and that was my first ever pitch, and I said, yeah, I want to create a whole new breed of cattle. And so continuing on, so like I want my legacy to be continuing on with furthering the beef industry's genetics, but also I have been able to experience, and I have been able to meet so many great people in my life, and I think education is also a really, really important thing that I hope everybody has the opportunity to pursue. And so not only like would I want my legacy to be in the beef industry, but I would also want my legacy to be a part of schools that not only like I have attended, but other schools that have either helped my family in the past or anything like that. So continuing on to this pivoting moment, I just keep on creating those high expectations and making sure that I achieve them some way or another. But also, God is a constant reminder to me, and He should be a constant reminder to everybody that He put you here on earth for a purpose, and there is so much more that He created for you to do on here. So keep on grinding and keep on working, because that hard work is going to pay off in the end. I'm Izzy McGibbon, and you're listening to the Engler Journey Podcast.